As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the red Zerg player. We have the yellow Zerg player. The yellow Zerg player. We have the Swedish Zerg representing Team Roddy. It is Fjant. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Hokago T Team. It is MiniZergUA. We go as we are settling into our ZvZ. And again, MiniZerg, we have seen him play ZvZ before. We've seen him mainly against like Young Yakov, against GG Machine. I will say that the skill between MiniZerg and Fjant should be closer than that of Young Yakov and GG Machine. But despite that, Fjant is still coming in as a much more favorite player, much more experienced player as well. We'll keep an eye on our openers. So far, everything's looking as it should. Meanwhile, thanks so much. Thank you so much, Mason Jar 014 in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 200 bits. We appreciate it. We appreciate it, papi. Gracias, gracias. Do appreciate it. As our players are just opening up. I hope you're enjoying the content. The StarCraft, the StarCraft. As yeah, Hatch Gas Pool all around. Welcome to Winter Madness. Now, when it comes to European ZvZ, if we were casting Shin, Solar, Rogue, even Reina and Serral, we would assume hyper aggression, right? 2-base all-ins are all the craze in ZvZ at the moment. Very heavy 2-base play. The reasoning and the rationale for that is because of the strength of the Spire. Muta play has become a lot more prevalent in ZvZ and a lot more dominant as well, due to the speed of the Spire finishing and due to the commitment into set mutas and how fast you can get into them. As a result, we see a lot of players trying to stop you from getting to that stage in ZvZ. But just below that, that's where we still have Roach Wars, right? Roach Wars between players like Fjant, MiniZerg, Mixus, who I'm thinking of. Who else is around this level here? Those are the three that come to mind. True, if he ever plays Zerg, true. I guess I'd throw him in there as well. Eva. For now, Fjant, he does pull out, leaving only 2 in gas, saying, ooh, actually MiniZerg stays in. Huh. Usually you would pull out as you build up into a third base, into a more mid-game setup. Staying in gas here could be indicative of a committed Bailey Nest, or maybe even an earlier Eva chamber into an earlier upgrade. I'm curious what this gas is going to be spent on, as typically you do not need this much gas this early on. This also might just be an inefficiency here at a MiniZerg, just because, again, he's still a more up-and-coming player. Fjant does go for his Bailey Nest on time. Oh, now there it is. Now we see why. Now it all makes sense here. I was like, where's the Bailey Nest? It should be here by now. It's a delayed Bailey Nest, and now we see why gas was being mined. It is going to be for a Roach all-in. Hidden Roach Horn behind the main base. This will be for an all-in. This will be for an early push, an early move-out. As this Roach Horn is very early and of course hidden as well. Now the goal is to make everything look standard. And again, as we mentioned, this Bailey Nest is late, but in Fjant's mind, I mean, it might just be a delayed nest. He hasn't even confirmed actually. If Fjant ruins too much, then he will just die. So you gotta be careful. Roach production has begun. He picks out. MiniZerg trying to keep up. Ooh, do we get a scout off? He does. Yeah, he does see the roaches. Now he's aware. Up until this point, he was droning. Now taking gases. Roaches are revealed. And Fjant, we got to set up back at home. He's taking his gases. Here we go. MiniZerg, he's rallying everything across the map. As I mentioned, this is for an all-in. And Fjant is not really ready for this here. He's got 6 roaches now in production. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. As we should have like 1 or 2 Bailings to zone away and to protect the roaches. There's that second Bailing in production. This third base can be killed and should be. Oh! That was catch reinforcing roach. Yeah, 1 roach goes down. Very nice pickup. Fjant is able to respond in time. He's saving the third. Huge. Saving the third base. Once again, Fjant catching reinforcements. Yeah, it does catch reinforcements. And with that, I believe Fjant with defender's advantage, he should have enough. He should have enough here. Nice target flank. He does focus on the banelings as well. There's one baneling left. Oh no, that's big connection, but still not enough here from MiniZerg. Yeah, not enough lings, not enough reinforcements, not enough momentum. Fjant is holding. Fjant, he is holding on. Ideally, he'd still have his own defensive banelings as well. Lings, they threaten a dive. They should not get much. At the same time, MiniZerg, he does hit the third. And he may still kill. He may be able to kill the expansion. He's diving on the roaches. These are okay pickoffs, but I'm not convinced here that it's going to be enough. Oh. Barely gets one more roach. With ling reinforcements, I mean, these are some decent pickoffs here. But Fjant now, so his queen's moving forward. Transfuse as well. Big transfuse. And Fjant holds. Yeah, at this point, Fjant is held. He's held on. He can now chase this down. Without roach speed, of course, he cannot move out. So we have faster lair here from MiniZerg. No, lair's already done for Fjant. Never mind. And there's roach speed. Yeah, roach speed is going to be the nail on the coffin. There's going to be a massive window in time where Fjant has roach speed and MiniZerg does not. Until then, Fjant has successfully defended, and now we can start to drone. We can drone, we can saturate. Oh, even catching out some of these roaches. Massive catch here from Fjant. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4 roaches. At the same time, Lings, they counterattack. They're going for the expansion, but there's a transfuse. We have transfuse. Here comes that roach army. Has arrived. And with that, this cannot be stopped. Not this many roaches here. Cannot be stopped back. Only a handful of queens. They're all getting picked up. Roaches, they bust into the natural. Bust on in. Getting on top of the hatchery. And behind this is not much to defend. Again, we have a handful of queens here. There's a couple of transfuses, but Fjant snowballs out of control. MiniZerg, his Olin failed. The Olin did fail. GG, well played, and Fjant takes game number 1. GG. Whew. And GG, well played. Fjant will claim Elite in the series. And with that, that leads us here into game 2. Going to be loading into the Old Republic. Again, Fjant has a lead. MiniZerg, he did attempt the initial all-in. The 2-base all-in off of 33, eventually 35 drones. Very committed. He tried to keep it hidden, but it's important that Fjant did scout early. Remember, with his lings hitting the natural base, he did see the roaches. That allowed him to respond with his own roach production in kind. GG. Was able to react, able to respond, able to defend, and now we're loading into the Old Republic. This time, likewise, a bit of a larger map, longer rushes to spike ground, has a more exposed third location though, and we'll see how our players commit this time. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Old Republic, we have the Swedish Zerg player, we have the yellow Zerg representing Team Ruddy. It is Fjant. And spawning in the right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player, himself, representing Hokkaido T-Team from the land of Ukraine. It is MiniZergUA. Going for the 13-12. Let's go. I say 13-12. I think this was like was this a 14-13? Yeah, this was a slightly different here. Regardless, early gas, regardless, early pull, it's going to be a delayed expansion, a hyper aggression out of MiniZerg. There we go. So now, coming down. And from here, we're going to be committing. We do have link speed on the way very, very quickly. This expansion, in my mind, is fake. This is meant to make it look like it's going to be a standard opener here by MiniZerg, but instead we're going into link speed, or we're going to be massing up links behind this as well, ideally keeping them hidden, and then bam, we can strike with a link flood. As you can see, MiniZerg is not droning. Only 11. Only 11. No drones, no saturation, fake expansion out of MiniZerg. Fjant playing standard, hatch gas pool. Fjant has yet to recognize that anything's really out of the norm. Things are being hidden. Fjant, he does see some Zerglings. That's not a tell, though. That's not a tell. Oh, now he sees. Yeah, now he sees. Now he knows. Bam! Link speed is done. And now MiniZerg, he does rush across the map. Back at home, what do we have to defend? Drones. Oh, we have a lot of workers here. Fjant getting up to 24 drones. He has 2 Zerglings, 2 Queens, and a Spine Crawler to defend. If we can buy enough time for the Spine, we do have a full wall of at least. We have a Baneliness that's now going to be thrown down as well. But this is all delayed. It's all late in comparison. The Lings are pushing in. They get on top of the Queens. No transfuse. Yeah, there's no transfuse. The boys are being pulled. Nice use of the workers here. Protects the Queen. Very nice. Yeah, Queens are protected, but Lings, they still get in. Yeah, they still slip by. Massive pickoffs. Rounds 1, rounds 2 Queens. 2 Queens go down. 16 drone kills. And that's critical damage. That's critical damage. Behind this, we have more Link production here out of MiniZerg. Can he faked Fjant out? Faked him out, Pappy. We're staying away from the Spine Cooler. Oh, does cancel to get a refund. Fjant, he needs money. He needs resources. Oh no. As another drone goes down. Ideally, Fjant, he needs to fight with the Spine Cooler. He has to fight with the Spine. Oof. Here we do see a more even trade. Fjant down to 7 drones, and MiniZerg, he starts droning. He now start. No shot the game slows down from here and we just start to drone and saturate. No shot. As MiniZerg, he still overwhelms. Yeah, he overwhelms anyway. Gets us around, takes down the Spine. I wasn't sure he could. GG gets called, and we're going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very, very intense game here. MiniZerg, very cheeky game out of MiniZerg. He did hide his link flood. He faked the expansion. Went for, again, as I mentioned before, a very early gas and pull timing. It looked like a 14-13-ish timing there from MiniZerg. Just kept it hidden, held it close, committed across the map. And Fjant, he had 2 links. He had 2 links, 2 Queens, and 1 Spine Crawler on the way. GG. GG, well played in the end. Fjant, he was broken, and now we're loading into game number 3. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the Swedish Zerg player. We have the yellow Zerg representing Team Brody being forced into the ace match. It is Fjant. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player, the Ukrainian Zerg representing Hokago T-Team. It is MiniZergUA. Let's go. Let us go. So we are jumping into the ace match. All ends here, all ends on game 3. And this time looks like standard timings. This time there's no early gas, no early... Oh, I spoke too soon. That was a 15 spawning pool. Interesting. 15 pool. Are we going gasless? Are we going pool, hatch, and no gases out of MiniZerg? That's what it's looking like here. Gasless openers on Tourmaline is very bold. It's a very bold move here. Regular hatch first out of Fjant. I'd imagine just going hatch gas pool. So gases openers are designed to go into 2-base roach or into 2-base lair. This means that there's going to be no link speed and no banelings from MiniZerg. It means that he's going to have a bit of a weaker early game, or I should say he's going to have a much more defensive early game and potentially an offensive mid game. But it's a very defensive style early on. It foregoes tech, and we'll see how Fjant responds and how he scouts this, and whether he's able to respond even as well. Typically when you scout a build like this, you do want to preserve, or you want to skip link speed yourself. You want to preserve your gas to be able to keep up with your opponents and to get into your own 3-base setup, take your 3rd base, drone up as best you can, and build up into the mid game as well. It's going to be up to Fjant to determine, is this 2-base roach all in? Is it 2-base lair? Is it 2-base muta, for example? Is it a Nidus based all in? Or is it a more defensive and then eventually macro game? Yeah, so now we do have a bit of a link skirmish here. Fjant does get picked off though. He does lose 1 extra ling. In the end, the queen will defend. That was a slightly better trade for MiniZerg. Behind this, Fjant is getting link speed. Fjant still doesn't know. Yeah, still doesn't know what's going on. He did not go for a link scout across the map. And he just lost all his Zerglings, so he's playing standard. This is better for MiniZerg. MiniZerg wants Fjant to quote-unquote waste resources on link speed and waste resources on banelings and waste resources on extra Zerglings as well. This is what MiniZerg wants. Meanwhile, he's fully walling off. As I mentioned, there's no gas for link speed or banelings. But now revealing 2-base roach. Fjant, he did not scout. Yeah, he's not aware. So Fjant's 3rd base is late, and now he confirms. Now he knows. Fjant is now aware, but it's a late realization. Now he throws down the 3rd base. And so far, I would say this is a better position for MiniZerg currently. I say currently just because we still don't exactly know what the plan is. He is revealing 2-base roach. He's going for the lair. He could still throw down a 3rd gas geyser and a 4th gas geyser, and then the lair finishes, and then bam, spire. But the +1 range attack here tells a different story. Usually if you're going to Spire tech, that'd be +1 melee. Technically this upgrade can still be cancelled and we can still go for a Spire, but typically if it's range, we expect that to finish. We'll see. As MiniZerg is taking all 4 gases, true. He's taking all of his gases. But this might just be for roach speed. Yep, there it is. Oh, wait, oh. What's the plan? Roach speed, carapace, roach speed again. But roach speed confirms 2-base, like it's going to be 2-base roach. We're going to be hitting a very strong timing with +1 range and with roach speed. And Fjant, he confirms. Fjant, he scouts. Fjant, he sees the roach horn researching. You typically would not fake out because investing into these 2 upgrades means that the Spire would be heavily delayed because you're limited when it comes to gas income. So Fjant is aware. Fjant's getting into his own lair. MiniZerg turned up to 46. And droned on up. And now the big question becomes, does MiniZerg just break out to expand, or does he commit into an all-in? There's the 3rd base. MiniZerg is pushing. Remember, there's hitting with +1. +1 will be done by the time the army gets across the map. So there is going to be that +1 advantage. Oh, we have actually Fjant going into the Spire instead. That is risky. That's very, very risky here. Ooh, MiniZerg overextends. Won't lose a roach, but does take some shots to the face. MiniZerg pulls away. We got +2 on the way instead. Now, I still don't see any excess droning here at a MiniZerg. I mean, that's way too soon. 2 drones there now begin. Now, if MiniZerg backs off and drones and saturates that third base, then Fjant takes a lead. Because Fjant, as we mentioned at the beginning of this series, mutaplay is very common in ZvZ right now. It's very dominant, and we often see all-ins to stop mutaplay from happening. Well, MiniZerg, he faked aggression. He faked an all-in. He backed off instead, and that means the Spire is going to finish, and Roach Ravager is going to be on a timer. It's going to be outscaled. Now, thankfully, the rush distance by ground is quite short, so MiniZerg can commit and push across the map. But even if that were to occur, I don't know if he'd really have enough to break through. Fjant still has a decent Roach army. Spire is now done. Ooh, Fjant is supply blocked. It's a big supply block for Fjant. Delaying the Zerg. Delaying muta production. And there it is. We have 5 mutas, 6 mutas now on the way. From here, we can go straight for economic damage, or we can hunt down overlords. There's plenty of overlords on the map. That will supply block MiniZerg. So what's it going to be? Do we ignore the overlords? We chase them down. And it looks like ignore. Oh, we'll see. He has to react to this. Yeah, he has to react to the roaches. So he's going for the Ravagers themselves. Free damage. MiniZerg is committed. Yeah, he is committed here as he will bleed out Ravagers. Once again, roaches, they kite back. They buy time. Mutas, they do pick up another Ravager. We're down to 1. And from 4 down to 1 Ravager. Now we commit in. Fjant's a bit of a messy defense as he had a lot of wasted DPS there. And MiniZerg, he may break through the ground army. But what about the mutas? Now, thankfully, behind this, there's a Hydrogen. Hydrogen gets thrown down. Roaches, they barely overwhelm. And how many drone kills? True. How many drones are going to go down? As roaches, they break through the main army. They're pushing into the natural as well. We have 3 roaches in the natural. I believe a couple of roaches peeled up here into the right-hand side as well. 9 drone kills. Yeah, boys are being pulled away. There's still more roaches trickling in. Still more roaches trickling in just barely. 11 drone kills. Fjant holds. Yeah, Fjant, he's holding on. Did lose a lot of workers, that is true, but not nearly enough. He's down, what, 7 drones? And that means they gain map control. Now, thankfully, as I mentioned, behind this, MiniZerg, he does have Hydras. Hydrogen has been thrown down. Hydra upgrades are on the way. Spores are being thrown down as well. A lot of overlords are exposed. A lot of exposed overlords. This will supply block. Not quite, still needing 2 more overlords. Let's keep MiniZerg pinned. I say that MiniZerg actually going for a massive counter attack. Roach-wise, Fjant has enough. Fjant, he has enough. MiniZerg has a slight upgrade lead with +1 carapace, but only slightly. And he peels up into the mineral line. Fjant, he will win the main fight. Desperation out of MiniZerg. It does catch a couple of workers, but still some heavy losses here for the Zerg player. For the red Zerg. For the mini player. From here, Fjant, he's built up a massive Roach Ravager army. We have Roach Hydras to defend. A little bit of an awkward engage as Roach, they bust into the bases. Ravagers have to get the hell out of here. Yeah, messy engage out of Fjant. Does get into the main. Does get some economic damage done dealt. 7 drones. 7 drone kills. Ravagers, we're just bleeding off Ravagers. Again, still messy. Still very messy. I need more free damage. Oh, the burrow though. True. Burrow's revealed. No, the overlords, they can't burrow. These are supply blocks, finally. It happens. Oh my god, the transfuse. Still catching up more drones. At the same time, MiniZerg, he commits across the map. He ignores the mutas. He tries to commit, but there are Ravagers at home to defend. They're buying time. Oh. Able to buy some time, but Fjant bleeds out more drones. We get a messy defense here out of Fjant. Getting messy. These roaches are getting somewhat out of hand. Catching another 10 drones. Getting us to 12, 13. 13 drones. And MiniZerg is outscaling. He's just straight up outscaling his opponent. Sure, the mutas, they were never really fully dealt with. There's still 5 mutas on the map. They've been gaining value, of course. But so many drone kills. And MiniZerg now claiming a 4th base. He's got a Hydra count. Can hold his own. It's not mass muta. It's only 5. And Fjant is maxing out. He's maxing out with a lower drone count. Hydras are in front of the army. There we go. Shovels them back. Obviously creates the army. Likewise, mutas into the main. And they try to at least. Actually, some reinforcements. Biles, they keep zoning. No major connections, not yet. But shoot through sheer numbers. Fjant may have enough massive Biles connect. Okay, it's working. He's just bullying his way through the Biles. As again, Hydra, they don't really trade too well against Roach Ravager. Biles, they just force out more DPS. Oof. They just keep connecting. Oh, good. Yeah, the Biles connect, Bappy. And they just keep connecting. We just take the last to the face, and with that MiniZerg, he has nothing left. He's being overwhelmed. Yeah, we're stuck on Roach Hydra. Hydras are ideal against mutas, but they struggle against Roach Ravager. And with that, Fjant overwhelms the main army, pushes into the 3rd. At the same time, mutas are still in the main. They're still in the main base. GG gets called, and Fjant, he will claim the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. GG, well played. Very messy, very chaotic play here by both Fjant and MiniZerg. Again, Fjant, he was losing a lot of workers, but he had a supermaxed army off of a low drone count, but a high amount of Roaches and Ravagers. And again, Roach Ravager is superior to Roach Hydra in these head-on fights. Roach Hydra can lead into lurker tech, or it can keep up better with mutas, but Ravagers, they just force out so much micro out of your army, as they're forcing you to back off, to pull away, to split your forces. Otherwise, you're taking Biles to the face. Otherwise, better trades here for Fjant, and GG. GG, well played. In the end, it does overwhelm. And in the end, Fjant, he will advance on into the next round. GG, well played. With that, we are halfway through. We're halfway through the broadcast here. Let's quickly catch up a little bit on the matches today. We got you. Bam. Let's catch up the matches. Let's put a little bit of context as to what's been going on. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so from the top here, we had Shameless versus UD Soldier. If you remember, that was how we began the broadcast. And Shameless took down UD Soldier 2-0, and Shameless, he will advance on into the next round. Into the next round to face off against who? bam, to face off against GG Machine. So you can see GG Machine, he's waiting there in the upper bracket finals. He's now up against Shameless. That's going to be occurring next week. That'll be next week's broadcast. We only had the upper bracket semifinals. From here, we scroll down to the lower brackets, as you can see all the way down here. Okay, so we just wrapped up with Baby Marine versus Rebellion. Rebellion did take down Baby Marine 2-0. Art took down Sebestus 2-0. So we have Art versus Jimmy. We have Baby Marine versus Hacker is top. We have Hormono versus Ledlix, and we have Moja versus Fjant, as Fjant just took down MiniZergUA 2-1. GG well played. So the lower bracket, this round 1 here that you see, just completely concluded, and now we have a lower bracket round 2. We have round 2. It's going to be Rebellion versus Hacker is top, Jimmy versus Art, it's going to be Homeowner versus Ledlix, and then Moja versus Fjant. Oh boy. So we have 3 series left tonight. We have 3 series left. I believe we're going to be covering Jimmy versus Art, Homeowner, Ledlix, and Moja Fjant. We will not be covering Rebellion, Hacker is top today. And again, we won't be covering GG Machine versus Shameless. That'll be held next week. Next week. For now, we're going to be coming to a short break. When we come back, we'll have Jimmy versus Art in a PvP. We'll see you soon. See you soon with our next mirror matchup.